Hi everyone, welcome back to another video today, and this is the West Brom vs Chelsea preview for the match that is taking place today at the Hawthorns at 5:30 PM UK time, which means like 10 PM Indian Standard Time. So it's a very important match for both the teams, and the victory could really allow them to move up in the table. For West Brom, it's about staying above from relegation zone. For Chelsea, it's about being properly secured in the top 4 and, if possible, try for the top 4. So let's start with the home team. We'll preview, go to the lineup, see the history and all the other things. So let's start with the preview and let's go towards the home team and how they panned out this season. So West Brom started the season with a 3-0 dispatching by Leicester, where they were shown the reality of the Premier League. That is going to be a hard league. You have to take your chances and have to be defensively aware. West Brom weren't aware and they were battered 3-0 by Leicester. They didn't learn, they went to Everton and they were beaten 5-2. They did show some good signs. Diangana, fantastic goal by the youngster. Pereira, beauty goal, absolute beauty. What a goal! But unfortunately, they were shown the reality. Kieran Gibbs given a red card. Bilic angry. He talked with the referee, and English Premier League referees get angry very easily. So another red, 2 reds, one for the manager, one for the player. They did equalize by Matthews Pereira's fantastic goal 2-2, but in the end they had to face the agony of 5-2 defeat. With 8 goals conceded in 2 games, another 2 goals conceded against Brentford in the Carabao Cup and getting knocked out of penalties, it's not been an ideal start for West Brom. So West Brom need to buckle up, or either they'll be relegated even before the season ends. So they need to buckle up themselves and start getting some results. Then we move on to West London towards the Chelsea side. Now Chelsea come into this picture after a comfortable loss at the hands of Liverpool. The Chelsea fans and the Chelsea team were shown the reality of how far they are from the champions Liverpool to close that gap. Chelsea had a good start to the season. They beat Brighton, but it was clear that Chelsea still have a lot of gelling to do. The squad, because it's a new squad, some new players are there, so it will take time to adjust. And also from the first 2 matches, it's been clear that Frank Lampard has been changing a bit of philosophy. He has become more defensively solidifying the team. Chelsea are better at set pieces now and they're looking more defensively secure, and they're trying to counter teams. But in the end, are they leaving their attacking duties aside? We don't know. And Chelsea, they did defensively do very well. It was 0-0 by 41st minute, but after the red card, the game was over. And even before the 40th minute, except some counter chances, Chelsea never even created anything, so Liverpool were comfortable in the whole game. So that was the result of Chelsea, and along with that, one thing that never leaves Chelsea aside is goalkeeping errors. Kepa with another error, first against Brighton, now against Liverpool. But the good thing for Chelsea fans is that Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Mendy, a fantastic player, and he has been signed for Rennes. And he's not expected to start the game against West Brom, but he will be expected as a big savior with the Chelsea fans. Can he live up to the expectations? That only the future knows. Along with that, Chelsea did get a very good motivating victory over a championship side in Barnsley in the Carabao Cup 6-0. Chelsea will be happy with the depth they've got. Tammy Abraham having a very good match. Ross Barkley again scoring in a Carabao Cup. Kai Havertz getting a hat-trick. So it's positive for Kai Havertz to get some minutes, Chilwell to get some minutes, Thiago Silva to get some minutes. So still some positive news for Chelsea fans. Now we move on to injury report, and for West Brom, can Ivanovic play against his former club? Can he? I don't think so. And I think it was told in press conference by Bilic. I don't think Ivanovic will be ready for this game in terms of fitness. As per other news, West Brom did sign Conor Gallagher, but he will not be allowed to play against his parent club. So that goes aside. For Chelsea, the injury report as per Frank Lampard is that Ben Chilwell did get some minutes against Barnsley. Thiago Silva started the match for the first 60 minutes, but I can't see them featuring in this match. But they could be on the bench. On the other side, Hakim Ziyech and Pulisic will still be out of this game. So they are absentee at least for a week. And Billy Gilman has been a long-term absentee. So that was the injury report. Now we move on to predicted 11 of both teams. So let's start with West Brom. Now with West Brom, the thing is, especially with the banning of Kieran Gibbs due to a red card, I think Townsend will go towards the left side, but I think Bilic will try to remain the same side that he has played in the last 2 games. So West Brom try to play more like a 5-4-1 formation, or even you can say sometimes 3-4-3. Diangana, Pereira going a bit top, so it changes a bit. So they will play for me Townsend at the left, Furlong at the right, Oshie, Barkley, Ajayi in the middle, Johnson as a goalkeeper, Sawyers and Livermore. This is going to be good physical midfield, and midfield battle could be very interesting. Sawyers and Livermore. The wingers are going to have a very good match. Reece James versus Diangana and Pereira versus Alonso. Then it will be Robinson at the top. So we have to see, have Chelsea defenders learned, because they struggled against the strikers out of top 6 last year. They did struggle against top 6. But who can forget McGoldrick, the matches against Antonio. So Chelsea their strikers do struggle against teams out of top 10. So we'll see how their defense does. So then we move on to Chelsea predicted 11. And I think many people are expecting the goalkeeper to be dropped. But Mendy cannot play. But with the performance that Caballero had against Barnsley, it looks like Caballero, for me, in my opinion, will be coming back in the match. Reece James will slot at the right. Alonso will get his position back and will slot at the left. In the middle, for me, Thiago Silva at the moment his fitness is not up to the mark. So Tomori will slot in his place, who had a fantastic match against Liverpool. Zuma will be there. I think people might not like it. Chelsea fans really do not like the player, but for me, he's a good player and he will play in this match, especially when Chelsea are missing a lot of attackers. So I think Chelsea will play Jorginho in the middle, in the defense as a DM, to build the play from the back, and then they will have Kante, Kovacic in the midfield. Without Kovacic, this side cannot function and they need Kovacic. So I think Kovacic will be there and Kante will be a bit more upfield. In the front three, I think again, unfortunately for the Chelsea fans, even if how good partnership of Havertz was, and to be honest, Havertz is a number 10. Havertz is not a winger, but due to the injury of Hakim Ziyech, Havertz will play for me at the right, Mount will play at the left, and Werner in the middle. Now this is the problem, is that Mount is not a natural winger, same with Havertz. So Chelsea will not get the width in this match. And with Frank Lampard not pressing Hudson-Odoi for his own reasons, is this a good lineup or going to create problems? We don't know. But at least I think Frank Lampard will play this lineup and Chelsea will have a bit of width problem. But overall, Havertz, Werner, Mount, their movement along with Kovacic in the middle, Chelsea will still create a lot of problems with West Brom. So this was about the predicted 11. Now let's move on to history that these teams have had. And it's been a very, very good fixtures they've had over the last season. Some very iconic fixtures, especially the Chelsea fans. Who can forget the 2016-17 season where we went at West Brom away and won 0-1 and lifted the Premier League trophy. But in 15-16 season, we celebrated the Premier League trophy too much that we were beaten 3-0 by West Brom on the second last day of the season. Along with that, in 17-18 season, we beat them 4-0 and it looked good days until again bad season after January occurred. So the thing is, West Brom versus Chelsea have played at around, you can say, 139 matches, and West Brom have won 42, there have been 35 draws, and Chelsea have won 62. Last some results, if I can communicate to you, has been Chelsea beat West Brom, we all remember 3-0 under Antonio Conte season at Stamford Bridge, and also winning 4-0 at away. In 16-17 season, Chelsea beat them at the Bridge 1-0 by Diego Costa goal, and won 1-0 away via solo Batshuayi goal. Along with that, Chelsea in 15-16 season also again beat them away 2-3 and at home got a 2-2 draw. So these were some last results. And Chelsea, since the 2015 drubbing of 3-0, they have had a good record at the Hawthorns. So this is a very exciting match. Can West Brom again make a good record against Chelsea at Hawthorns, or will Chelsea continue a fourth successive victory at Hawthorns? Chelsea also have a good record against newly promoted teams. Chelsea have won the previous 20 out of the 30 matches they played against promoted teams while losing 4. So will Chelsea continue victories against newly promoted team, or will they struggle like they did against Sheffield last season and Wolves 2 seasons back? So let's go towards the predictions, and my prediction is, unfortunately, West Brom will come short. Kai Havertz, Werner, Mount, on the bench, Giroud, Abraham, and especially conceding 8 goals this season. I just cannot see their side taking on this players and keeping them goalless. And with Frank Lampard trying to make Chelsea more defensively solid and trying to attack on the counter, it could be too much for this West Brom side. I think Werner is going to have a very, very good game. I think Werner will be on the score sheet. I think Mason Mount will be on the score sheet. And I also think from the bench, Tammy Abraham will be on the score sheet. It will be West Brom 0, Chelsea 3, and Chelsea will get their season again back on track, and it will be their successive away victories. So I hope you liked it. I hope you understood my takes. I will request you to leave your predictions too below in the comment. Please like, share, subscribe, and keep supporting the channel. Thank you so much, guys.